What is up, guys? Josh back here again with you today for another one, and this one that I have here today is almost kind of like a little bit of a continuation, I guess, of the last whiskey review that I did, the last bourbon review that I did on this channel, mostly because it comes from the same distillery, and that bourbon review that I'm doing here today is the 1792 small batch of their bourbon lineup. They have a small batch. They have a high rye, a wheated kind of sweet wheat. I think also a full proof and a bonded, I want to say, 100 proof one as well. This is just kind of like their first standard one. The 1792 being from the Bardstown, I believe. Barton Distilling Company. Excuse me, I got it wrong again. I got it wrong in the last video too about the distillery that does it. Anyway, so small batch, 1790, the 1792 small batch from the Barton Distilling Company, and like I said, it's a bit of a continuation from last week, the last video, not last week. Last video I did, as that one was the very old Barton 86 proof straight bourbon whiskey, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So this stuff is the same juice as this juice. So that's kind of their more affordable kind of bourbon that they do with their mash bill and everything like that. This is their kind of premium bourbon, the 1792. Anyway, yeah, wanted to pick this one up. I was looking for something a little nicer this time around. I've been just mostly buying a lot of bourbon, budget bourbons, budget whiskeys, and everything like that. Just as hadn't really been wanting to spend too much on any whiskey or anything, so I've been kind of just getting some of the better bottom shelf ones. But been working kind of hard lately, so as the saying goes, work hard, play hard, and I guess by playing hard I mean spend more money to play, I guess. So yeah, like the bottle, I've always seen it in the stores and everything like that. Always caught my eye. I'd never have bought this before, never tried it before, yeah, nice bottle. Kind of looks like a very large almost kind of like a perfume, or why can I not think of the word for perfume for some reason? I'm thinking cognac for some reason. Cologne. Jesus, there it is. Looks like a large, almost kind of cologne-like bottle with that kind of gold top on it there. Yeah, this is a 93.7 proof, so a little bit of an odd kind of number there. Odd ratio, I guess, there with the alcohol by volume. 46.85% alcohol, to be more exact. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the color of it here in this little, I just have like a little beer goblet here. I'm just sort of repurposing as a snifter, I guess, for this one. Color is fairly deep amber, kind of orangish, as you can see on this white sort of background back there. Get my hand out of the way and be a little easier. Yeah, sort of like just a deeper sort of amber type color, as you can see there. Leaving some nice legs on the glass. So let's go ahead and get a nose on this one. Quite a bit of a fruity nose for this one here. Getting a lot of like bright fruit up front. Almost kind of like tropical fruit, like banana. Maybe like a little bit of maybe like a little bit of pineapple. Some bourbons, like if they have some fruity notes, they're kind of more like apple and stuff like that. This one's kind of more tropical. But other than that, getting a little bit of a spiciness to it. I believe that this one is their mash bill kind of goes for like it's like a high rye type of bourbon. So it is 51% corn at least by law. But I think that it has a fairly high rye bill on there too, in conjunction with that malted barley that also goes into it. But I can definitely get some spice there. But yeah, just really really fruity on the nose there for that. So let's go ahead and take a sip. And go for the flavor on this one. Also very forward on the very fruit forward on the flavor. Getting more of the kind of bananas in there. Not really pineapple, but yeah, lots of kind of fruit, and it's not necessarily. It's really just bananas. The only one I'm kind of getting a more specific sort of note of, but otherwise it's just sort of a general overall, just kind of bright tropical kind of flavor going on with it. And then along with that, a good bit of vanilla. Um, not a sweet vanilla, and not necessarily even a caramel kind of flavor with this, which a lot of bourbons end up with like a very was kind of sweet, definitely sweet kind of caramel. This is almost kind of more like a bittersweet chocolate kind of note, like a baker's chocolate kind of note I'm getting with this, along with that banana and the kind of the barley kind of malted, almost kind of like a bready sort of flavor. It's not a very sweet bourbon. Yeah, so banana, bread, not necessarily banana bread, but just banana bread, bittersweet chocolate, um, and then a little bit of that rye spice there on the end of it as well. Very smooth though on the like the mouthfeel, nice smooth, kind of filmy sort of mouthfeel I'm getting with it. Nice kind of like a thick mouthfeel. Finish is fairly dry. Um, Not a terribly long finish or anything. More of a kind of medium and like kind of on the shorter side of medium, I guess I should say. Not really too much on the long finish side, but kind of a medium finish with more of those sort of bittering notes on the end, like a bittering kind of chocolate note. Not really a bad bitter or anything like that, because you drink a bourbon, you usually expect with all the corn and everything in there for it to be nice and sweet. And if you're drinking a good bourbon, you want it to be like a long kind of sweet, warming kind of finish. But this one's kind of more of a bittersweet finish. Like I said, very less caramel. There's vanilla, but there's more chocolate in there with the that sort of bittering element to it. Uh, the banana up front, a little bit of the kind of like the malted barley in the middle, some rice spice on the end. As someone who's not really a huge, it's not really a deal breaker as far as like sweet or like dry or anything goes. I tend to almost like kind of less sweet things, and I really do kind of think that way about as far as like bittersweet kind of flavors go. Kind of more of a bittersweet fan than something that's too sweet or really sweet. So this is actually really nice bourbon, actually for sure. Got it for about 29 something after tax, so not too crazy. I did want to spend some. I did want to spend more around the $30-$35 range. So I could definitely see this as a nice sipper and everything like that. Probably go good with some ice, since it has that higher proof to hold up to the ice and the dilution. And sure, it'd make a nice old fashioned or a good solid cocktail or two. So would definitely recommend checking it out if you see it. Their small batch 1792 from the Barton Distilling Company out of I think Bardstown, Kentucky. Barton Distilling Company. This is Frankfort, Kentucky, but on the commercial site for 1792, it said just maybe just north or south of Bardstown. Maybe that's what it is. Out of Frankfort. Okay, Frankfort, Kentucky. But yeah, check it out if you see it. I think you can find this pretty much just about anywhere. It's not really too hard to find as a whiskey. So see what you think of it. And I think they have a few more in the lineup and everything, which I will definitely check out. I do want to check out that sweet wheat that they have, as I am a fan of the wheated bourbons too. But yeah, definitely recommend the 1792 small batch. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching.